My name is Neil Hudson. I'm the Member of Parliament for Epping Forrest. I'm a Shadow DEFRA Minister, and I'm proud to be a Vice Chair of the APPG for Suicide and Self-Harm Prevention, fantastically chaired by my colleague and friend Liz. May I begin first tonight by thanking Mr. Speaker for hosting this reception in this fantastic setting and allowing us all to speak on something which truly crosses the political divide, uniting us in common humanity, namely supporting mental health and supporting suicide prevention. My own story of becoming involved in working with mental health is rooted in my experiences in the field of veterinary medicine. My profession, I'm a veterinary surgeon prior to becoming a Member of Parliament. Now, sadly, as vets, my profession is overrepresented in terms of incidents of mental health issues and indeed, tragically, suicide. In my time in higher education, many of us vets underwent mental health first aid training and assist training, applied suicide intervention skills training. And I can honestly say from my personal experience that putting that training into practice really does help and it does work. When I addressed the subject with one person I was liaising with, they welled up in relief and they said, "Oh my goodness, Neil, thank you. You understand." And that was a real lesson to me that we cannot tiptoe around the subject. We must address it directly, but in a sensitive way. And this is what these standards will help people to do in the workplace. On the Environment, Food and Rural Affairs Select Committee in the last Parliament, I instigated an inquiry into rural mental health, and the findings of our report made clear there is much more we need to do when it comes to supporting mental health in agriculture and in the rural occupations, which again are sadly overrepresented in suicide statistics compared to the UK population. My journey into this place as a veterinary surgeon started with my experiences in the front line as a vet in the 2001 foot and mouth crisis. Now, this outbreak had huge mental health consequences for the farmers and our rural communities across the country. One memory I will never forget came after we worked through the night with logistical support from the army to cull an entire herd of cattle, including the calves. In the morning, the farmer and his wife invited me and my veterinary colleague into their home for breakfast. And he said to me, "Do you know, Neil, this is the first time of a morning that the only thing I can hear on my farm is complete silence." I could not make this speech on suicide without paying tribute to Andy Airy, Mike Palmer and Tim Owen. They are probably better known to all of you as the three dads walking. It's been a humbling privilege, and Liz has worked with them closely as well, to work directly with Andy, Mike and Tim, who lost their precious daughters, Sophie, Beth and Emily, to suicide. United by their shared grief, they did something so simple and yet so powerful. They walked and they talked. And together, they changed the national conversation on suicide prevention. With their successful campaign to see suicide prevention as part of the school curriculum, they reminded us all that by talking openly about suicide, we can actually save lives. It is exactly this point which I'm sincerely encouraged these new standards that we are celebrating tonight will facilitate. When we struggle to talk, it is often because we don't know what to say or fear we may say the wrong thing. With explicit guidance from these standards, employees and employers can be emboldened to do what is necessary and change workplace culture to one that actively promotes sensitive intervention. And when the worst has sadly happened, promoting the confidence to ensure discussions take place sensitively and supportive of everyone's needs. My heartfelt thanks tonight go to the British Standards Institution for these new standards and everyone that's been involved in putting them together, for laying down the groundwork to drive change on suicide prevention and on mental health improvement in workplaces across our country. May I thank you all again for being here tonight and allowing me to say a few words in support of this fantastic initiative. Thank you.